Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back or to Rag Florida Fishing. And today what I'm going to be doing is going over the rag rig. It's a video I promised you guys for quite a while, and I'm finally going to do it. I'm just going to kind of go over what I did to make the boat the way that it is, where I got the products that I bought, how I used them, what kind of my mind process was or thought process was while I was making the boat the way that I want to make it. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a history of the boat and why it is the way it is and why it kind of means so much to me. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you can use some of this advice to your projects at home and your rigs, and let me know what you guys think. All right, we'll kind of start at the front of the boat here. Initially, this trailer did not have a jack on it, so what I did was I went to Harbor Freight, and they have one for I think between $20 and $40. Just bolted it on. It's good. I wouldn't use it, or at least this size. I think this was the smallest size that they had. I wouldn't use it for anything bigger than a John boat. I mean, it is a little bit wobbly. It's at full extension right now, and kind of what I do that so that when it rains, the water can kind of leak out of the drain hole. And then the wiring of the boat. It needed to be completely rewired. Not one light worked when I got it. So what I did was I went to West Marine, and they have a kit. I got the cheapest kit they had, and it's actually really, really good and good quality. I haven't had one issue with it. I just put the wiring harness straight through the main part of the frame of the trailer, right to the back, split it off to each tail light. It comes with a bracket for the license plate. It's LED, it's super bright. It has a light for the license plate to be illuminated. It was like a couple splice wires just to get the actual tail lights to the wiring harness. And it was super easy. I had a buddy come help me with that, and we got it done in maybe 30-45 minutes. And then the rope for the winch on the trailer, got that at West Marine. I think I didn't get tow rope, I didn't get anything like that. I know it's a light boat, so I didn't go crazy. I used the existing hook on the trailer, and I just tied a little knot to it and wound it up on the winch, just like I would like a spinning reel pretty much, or a bait caster, whatever you know. I just tied it on like line, and it works great. There's like no stretch to it. It's strong. I mean, even on that one low tide day I had the other day, it winched the boat all the way up onto the trailer. So again, don't have to go crazy with all this expensive winch rope and these special products. Like, you just kind of go with what you think you need. I mean, it's a light John boat. That's what I needed, so that's all I used. All right, we're gonna be going over the front half of the boat. We'll start with the trolling motor. This is a Minn Kota 55-pound thrust freshwater trolling motor. I didn't go with the saltwater. I just knew that I wasn't really going to be going into high salt content water. I did go by the inlet that one day, but after that I cleaned that trolling motor meticulously. But I do make sure that after every trip I give it a good rinse, make sure all the components on the inside of the head of the trolling motor are fine. The decking, I used 3/4 inch plywood, untreated, because what I did was I put polyurethane all over the deck. Well, I cut the hole for the hatch first. Then I coated the hatch and the rest of the deck in polyurethane. And then after that, I took the carpet on here. I got it from Home Depot. It was super cheap, like 15-20 bucks. And I took carpet glue and I put it on top of the dried polyurethane, and it held perfectly fine. What I did was I laid it down after I painted the glue on it, and I took a staple gun and just kind of went around the hole. I pulled it as tight as I could, and then I would staple all the way around. As far as the hatch, I just got 2 basic hinges from Home Depot. It was a couple bucks. And again, they work great, haven't rusted. The screws do rust a little bit, but other than that, it's fine. And then when I went to West Marine, I was kind of in shock about how expensive those hatch clips are. So I figured something out myself. So what I did was I just drilled a hole right into the hatch. I took I think it was like a 3 or 4 inch carriage bolt with a giant washer, and I screwed a bolt on with some what I use, some thread tape that you would like thread on a shower head with, so like no water gets out. I threw that around the bottom of the bolt and threw a washer or a nut on the bottom of the bolt, and that way, you know, it's flat, and anytime I want to open the hatch, I just lift it up and the hatch comes up, and then it comes down and the bolt falls right back down into the hatch. So and then I don't know if you could see right here, I have my measuring tape. Bought that on Amazon for a couple bucks. To get it to stick to the carpet, I did use that carpet glue, and it is not going anywhere. It is adhering fine, and the amount of hours it's been in the sun, it's extremely high quality. And I did take a tape measure and measure its measurements to see if it was like pretty like spot on, and it was pretty good. It was actually perfect. I'm not going to say pretty good. And then as far as rod holders, you can see right here, again, bought them on Amazon. It was the cheapest ones I could find. They're 2 3-rod holders, which is plenty for me. If, you know, even if I bring out a buddy, you know, we can each bring 3 rods, which that's enough. And it has hook holders. I keep scissors, pliers, knife. I have extra baits or hooks sitting in here. That's where I keep my plug, where I know before I go out, if I can't stick my rod in the rod holder, I check and I make sure, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't throw my plug in the boat, because that's where I keep my rods when I'm driving. At least 2 to go 2 fishing. But yeah, I just bolted them in. There was a, on the back of the seat. So this boat has like a front step and a seat, like right, let's see, like right there. And I just threw the deck on top of that, bolted it down, and it hasn't moved. But that's where I bolted the rod holders into, and they've held perfectly fine. Had big rods, small rods. It's been a great asset to the boat. Okay, now we're gonna go over the back end of the boat. This is a 1986 Nissan 18 horse motor. I've had this motor since I was 10 or 11, so it's almost 20 years. And 20 or 21 years. And I'll tell you what, after the whole boat being basically dilapidated when I got it, I was really nervous about trying to get this motor started up again. And I hooked it to a I was extremely lucky. I hooked it up to a battery. It's a push start, so it's an electric start motor. Hooked it up to a battery, put the earmuffs on it, and it started right up. The impeller worked. It really, I don't want to jinx it, but it's given me no issues. It's been a phenomenal motor. Even when I was a kid, we had no issues with it. Which is another thing I wanted to talk about. This boat was my childhood boat. I grew up fishing Loxahatchee Wildlife Refuge down there in Broward County and the C14 Canal. That's where I bass fished my entire life. I've caught tons of bass, snakehead, peacocks, all on this thing, and it was really cool to get it as an adult from my dad, who kept it all these years. So thanks, Dad. But it was really cool to get it and then repurpose it for something that that I'm enjoying now as an adult. So yeah, it's really cool to fish in this thing and make these videos and make memories that I'm making as an adult that I remember having as a kid. So it's a very sentimental boat to me. So but getting back to what I've done to the boat, the fuel tank, got that on Amazon as well. I think it was 15-20 bucks. I did have to change the adapter to get it to hook to my motor. I used it off the old gas can that was in the boat, cut it off, and then added it to this hose. But I think it's a 3-gallon gas tank, and I can get about 3 8-hour days with one tank, except for that one day that I ran out of fuel, but I was running a lot more than I normally do. Cup holder. What that is it's a 2-pack. I got it on Amazon again, couple bucks. And what it is it's supposed to sit into a poker table. Like the hole that's cut into a poker table, it's a metal cup, and it just sits on top, and the ring on top is supposed to sit on the table so it doesn't fall through. But I got it, and I took pliers and just crimped the ring around so I'm not cutting myself, cutting line, cutting clothes. And then I just bolted it to the deck and then the seat, to where when I'm sitting down, if I have a longer hike that I'm taking, I just put my Gatorade, my Yeti cup, whatever I have, in there. That way, if I hit wake or whatever, or waves, it's not bouncing around, falling over, and then I gotta reach back and get it, and just keep one less thing to worry about while you're fishing, or at least driving the boat. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the back. We'll get into what I use for paint, and then I'll pretty much close up the video. All right, painting a John boat. I didn't do this conventionally. I watched hours and hours and hours of videos on how to paint a John boat, what products to use, how to use the products, and it was all super expensive, and I didn't have that budget. So, knowing that this was an older John boat, my brain works a little bit differently, I guess. I don't know. But I went on Amazon and I found in a can spray bed liner. I knew these rivets are not going to be 100%. So I thought, okay, what's the best way to do it than to seal them? And I'll get to Flex Seal in a second. So I took the bed liner, taped off the beams of the boat, or the gunnels, and I painted the whole bottom of the boat. It is matte, it is rough, it does get dirty, but spray it off, it's good to go. If you take a brush to it and some soap, it'll be perfectly clean. As far as the inside, I went to Home Depot and I got it's boat paint. I got 1 quart of it, and it painted the whole interior. I'm sorry, 2 quarts, and it painted the whole interior of the boat. I painted the sides, like I kept the gloss finish, but as far as like where I'm going to be stepping and sitting, I don't remember what it's called. It's basically sand in a bag, and what I would do is I would do a coat of white paint, and I would sprinkle the sand on the paint to where it would kind of just dry with the paint. You're supposed to mix it into the paint can, but I didn't like how that was turning out. So I just kind of did it my way, and it worked really well. I don't ever have to worry about slipping in the boat when I'm sitting and everything's wet from dew or getting waked on or whatever. I'm not sliding all over the seat or slipping when I'm getting into the, I guess, bottom of the boat, when I'm fighting a fish or whatever. It's just one less thing to worry about. You don't have to worry about falling off the boat, or, you know, and it's not painful on your feet. I fish barefoot all the time, and I never have to worry about my feet getting cut up or them being raw or anything like that. Trailer. When I got the trailer, it was a rust bucket. I don't want to say that. It was rusty. So what I did, me and my buddy sanded the whole thing down, and I bought a bunch of cans of the Rust-Oleum Rust Stop, We got all the big chunks of rust off, and then we sprayed the whole trailer with the rust stop. And again, it's worked very well. Tires, got them from Harbor Freight. I think they were $40 a piece for the rims and the tires. Couldn't be happier. I don't do highway driving. I'm not telling you to get them for your John boat for highway driving, because the ramp is 1.5 miles away from my house. I'm very fortunate to where I could get these wheels and tires. If I did take a long trip, I would probably invest in a better tire, like a highway rated tire. Not saying that these aren't, but I would probably I would redo the hubs and do the tires while I'm there, just before a long trip. I would hate to blow a tire or something horrific happen, and then your whole boat's gone and it's not worth it. But again, they worked very well. I painted the wheels in that rust stop too, just as like a preventative thing, even though they were brand new. But yeah, that's the old rag rig. I know, like I said, I know I've been telling you guys that I was going to make this video for a long time. If there's anything else you want to know about the boat, or what I'm using, or whatever, or why I did what I did with this project, just comment and I'll either reply to your comment or I'll make another video, or whatever the case may be. But this is what I'm fishing on all of the time, unless I'm out with a buddy. And it's done me nothing but good. It's gotten me out on the water. I've caught multiple personal bests. It's just been a phenomenal little boat. It doesn't have to be this crazy big expensive $70,000 boat to get you out on the water. Marketplace is I've seen, probably in the last couple months, I've probably seen 5 or 6 Sears game fishers, which is what this boat is. It's I believe everything, the trailer, the boat, and the motor are all 1986. But I've seen multiple Sears game fisher V-hole John boats for sale, and they needed less work than this. So you know, don't go crazy. Marketplace, Craigslist, I'm trying to think where else. Those Marketplace is huge. That's where everyone's selling everything now. But this is, like I said, I can't say how much I appreciate this boat, and again, the sentimental value to it as well. But to be able to go out and do, you know, fish and catch, you know, good fish pretty consistently, and make memories on the boat that I made memories on when I was a kid fishing for bass and snakehead and peacocks. So I hope you guys liked the video. Like, commented, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time when I'm out on the water, and I can't wait. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.